Hello everyone and welcome to The Tilt. It's September 9th, 2025. It's a beautiful day up here in the Pacific Northwest. Sun is out, birds are singing, and boy do I have some fun stuff to share with you today. One thing in my Bible devotion this morning was just the reminder of the power of prayer. So just, something to think about today regardless of your particular religious or your faith in life. It can just be a powerful thing to be able to take a little bit of time and have someone else in mind and pray for them. And then something else that came up in that devotion was this idea that comparison is corrosive. And it either puffs you up to pride or drives you down in despair. So that was just a couple of nice little quotes or things to think about. And then this morning, boy, I read a neat article. It was not the tact I thought it would be, but it was about corporate housing. Or not corporate housing, but when institutions buy huge tracts of homes and rent them out. So like corporate owned rentals. And it was really eye-opening. It follows a new study that was done that basically came down to the idea we don't like it because it does increase the cost of housing to purchase. It actually increases the diversity of those neighborhoods socioeconomically, so that family that may not have the down payment to live in the suburbs can move out to the suburbs and access better schools for their children, as an example, allowing for more potential opportunity for people. And then the way it closed out, we'll put a link to this article below if y'all are interested in reading it. It's a little long, but it's well worth it. And then an economist brought up it's not a problem so much that there's corporate owned rentals or institutionally owned rentals. The problem is it takes too much to build a home, so you can't build enough housing supply that the economy would sort itself out between those who want to own and who wants to rent from people who own them. So that's a good one. And then, this blew me away. I actually have to click on this article because I want to read to you what it says. It's about greenwashing. So there's this concept in the area of saying that things are more environmental friendly than they are, or they're more recyclable than they are, etc. This practice is called greenwashing, where you put recyclable logos on things that aren't, things like that. So this post that the article's written about shows one of those box of coffee pods, like you put in your K-cup maker at home. And there's this big logo that says recyclable K-cup pods. So if you were thinking between one brand and another, and you're environmentally minded while shopping, you're going to see that and go, well, at least they're recyclable, and buy them. But right underneath it says check locally, not recyclable in many communities. And basically what the article talked about is that when they say that, it means basically not recyclable by hardly anybody, and it's a meaningless label. And so I thought that was a fun little insight this morning that, people are marketing things to us, and it's just an attempt to harvest some of our surplus because that's what they're farming. We're farming our career. Some people are out there farming an actual piece of land, or you're building a business. But the people marketing to us are trying to separate us from our wealth little bits at a time for the promise of short-term enjoyment. And they're going to do that any way they can, even with something like greenwashing. All right, well, I've been reading that book, Right Things Right Now by Ryan Holiday, and haven't really made up my mind about the book yet. The section I got into now deals with, putting yourself in other people's shoes, and I got some fun things to share about that. And, situations where people had been in generational wealth and then kind of stepped outside of that in the early 1900s in England and experienced what the common man feels. Now, the only thing I'm not liking about this section is, it's like get involved and do something, but the do something has direct political implications, rather than, do what you think would right to make that difference. But that's normal in most books. So in that section, talking about getting in other people's shoes, people have different lives, suffering than you do, etc., was this quote, is that to royalty, the world smells like fresh paint. Say that again. To royalty, the world smells like fresh paint. So I was asking my son about that this morning, kind of explaining to him, and this idea that if you have accumulated enough power, authority in life, it's very likely you could be surrounded with people that are preparing a world ahead of you that may not give you a real glimpse at what's there. And so a very unique reflection. And then, as you guys go out to start your day today, and hope you're successful in all your endeavors, is a Taoist saying, the difficult undertakings in the world all start with what is easy. The great undertakings in the world begin with what is small. The difficult undertakings in the world all start with what is easy, and the great undertakings in the world all begin with what is small. So I hope you're taking on something great today, and you get a chance to take some small step toward that. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Tilt. All right, More Than Commas community, I'm glad you joined me today on the Daily Tilt. I hope this helped you be able to tilt into your day, get us away from that short form content, build a little attention span. So if you learned something today on the Daily Tilt, share this with one of your friends, and we'll see you here tomorrow.